Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be showing you moving my fish tank right here. This is my 20 gallon, which is a single betta in it, and 2 assassin snails that have not yet been released that I just got today. So I'm gonna be moving it right from here to this spot right here. Now this used to be my old aquarium stand, and we actually went ahead and painted it brown. And I'm going to be moving this piece of furniture completely out of my room. And long story short, I have a little bit of a pond snail problem in my tank, and so that's why I bought the assassin snails. And so when I'm going to be doing this, I'm also going to try to find and clean these things as best as physically possible. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing.
So I'm starting off by just removing the decorations that I have on top of the table runner on my stand. I will be leaving the table runner here on the stand in order to protect it from the tank. And then after I remove the decorations, I'm going ahead and getting out everything I need. So just pulling out all the baskets from my closet and from the stand that have the equipment that I'm going to be using to move my tank today. Now the first part of moving my tank is going to be very similar to cleaning my tank. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just turning off the light, removing the lid. I'm then going to be removing the snails. I'm going to remove my fish, and I'm also removing some ornaments and some plants that are not rooting plants. I also took this opportunity to replace my filter cartridge because it needed to be changed anyways, and it just seemed like a good time to do it. While I unplugged the heater and the filter, I did leave it on the back of my tank because it didn't really need to be moved. Normally, I wouldn't do all of these steps, but because I am moving the tank and I want to do a deep clean because of the pond snails, I wanted to remove as much as possible from the tank, so I'd have the best access to the substrate. Once all of those steps have been done, I then go ahead and start to clean the substrate and remove some water from my tank, just as if I was cleaning it. The only difference is I will be removing a substantially larger amount of water from my tank because I need it to be light enough to carry. Once I had gotten the water down to a level that it was light enough to carry, I got my parents to help me move the stand. I am not strong at all, so I wasn't able to move it myself, so my mom and dad helped me move it to the other side of the room for me, and then they moved it out of my room, and at this point I was able to move it into the proper stand. Once the fish tank was off of the old stand, I then moved the old stand out of my room.
So now just a little bit of an update. As you can see, now I've had this fish stand removed. As you can see, the fish tank is not there, and this is what we're dealing with on this side of the room. So as you can see, the fish tank is now there. I've got some stuff on the desk there. I've got stuff all over the floor, and then some more stuff there. And then my giant monkey is probably gonna go there.
This is probably the weirdest thing you're gonna see me do on this channel, most likely.
This monkey's bigger than me.
So the first thing that I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to get everything plugged in, or at least set up and ready to go, basically make sure that they have access to an outlet. And then after that, I'm just going to get to laying all of the ornaments and filling it back up. Which, I'll tell you this funny story while I do this. I had unplugged my heater by accident a couple weeks ago, and I was unaware, so I kept cranking up my heater, wondering why it wouldn't get any warmer. It was unplugged. I must have unplugged the wrong thing, because I had a lot of things in that plug, so that's awkward.
Before I plugged anything in, I decided to go and just quickly wipe down my tank with a sponge. And I want to do this to remove any snails that might have been on the tank and any egg sacs that maybe I couldn't see. And I used a sponge so that I could just throw it out afterwards. After I wiped it down with a sponge, I then went along with my razor blade and scraped off the algae and everything that I normally do with any other tank change. If you haven't used a razor blade before to scrape algae off your tank, it's really quick and very easy. And it's probably cheaper than an algae scraper at the pet store, but just be careful when you're using it because, of course, it's a little more dangerous. At this point, I had turned on the heater as well as the filter, and then I started to add my live plants back into my tank and start placing them and planting them where I wanted them. I also placed some of my ornaments back in the tank, and then I also worked on filling the tank back up. When the tank was completely filled back up, I then went ahead and added my new filter cartridge, and I also released my assassin snails that had, at this point, been acclimating in the tank for a while. Even though in this video it may look like they have not been acclimating at all, I can promise you that it actually been acclimating for over an hour in this tank. But that is the finished video of me moving my tank onto my new stand and moving my old stand out of my room. I have filmed a full room tour, which I'll have uploaded in a few weeks, where you can see the final look at this whole room. But that is all for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.